Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to today's model car review. Today I'm going to present you a 2009 Porsche 997 Carrera 4S. As usual, I'll start by telling you a little bit about the history of the model, its technical specifications, then we'll go ahead and take an in-depth look of the exterior, engine bay, undercarriage, as well as the interior and close the review with what could have been the packaging, since I don't have the original box at my disposal anymore. The Porsche 997 model generation was launched in 2004 and was on sale till the end of 2012. In July 2008, starting with the 2009 model year designation, it was given a major overhaul and not just a facelift. Aside from the usual tweaks on the front and rear fascias, with LED daytime running lights in the front and full LED taillights, the 2009 and following models came with slightly bigger side mirrors. However, the biggest changes were to find under the skin. A brand new direct fuel injection 3.6-liter 6-cylinder rear-mounted boxer engine that produces 345 horsepower, 390 Nm of torque in the standard Carrera, Carrera 4 and Targa 4 versions. The sportier versions, the Carrera S, 4S and Targa 4S, were given a 3.8-liter DFI engine that produces 385 horsepower and delivers 420 Nm of torque. These engines could either be coupled to a manual 6-speed transmission or to the second major improvement of this generation, the now much acclaimed 7-speed double-clutch automatic transmission called PDK for Porsche Doppelkupplungsgetriebe, Porsche double-clutch transmission in English. So let's look at the exterior of the car. This particular one is painted in Porsche Racing Green Metallic, the official paint you would get on your 1-to-1 size car. As every Porsche, it comes with the Porsche crest on the front of the trunk. The front air intakes are painted grey, indicating that it is a 4-wheel drive version, hence the 4 in the Carrera 4S. None of the lights are actually functioning on this car. Nevertheless, the turn signal and the daytime running lights are clearly distinguishable. Clean job! This being the German or simply the European version, it's wearing the mandatory front and rear German license plate SXO911 with S for Stuttgart. They even integrated the hexagonal insurance sticker on it. Very solid. In typical Porsche fashion, the fuel filler cap is located on the right front fender. This one doesn't open though. Right, let's get to the rolling stuff. The wheels in this model are a beautiful replica of the 19-inch Carrera 4 items. Not only do they have tire profile on them, they even have all the markings on the wall. Michelin Pilot Sport, with the traditional Michelin logo in the tire size inscription 235/35 ZR19 for the front tires and 295/30 ZR19 for the rear tires. Sadly, this is a little mistake, considering that it's a 4S model and therefore should have the larger 305/30 ZR19 size tires on the back. Nevertheless, the rear tires are effectively larger than the front ones. Looking behind the wheels, we can admire the sport brakes consisting of ventilated brake discs and brake calipers with Porsche written on them. All the wheels are turning and the front ones are directional and connected to the steering wheel. The door handles are accurately modeled. Being pull-out handles, it would have been nice to be able to grab the handle completely, but since it forms a single piece with the door, it's understandable that Norev just gave it the overall shape molded into the door. One noticeable change compared to the previous model year are the side mirrors. They are slightly bigger. First of all, Norev did a good job replicating the mirrors as such and not make them look detached as some lower budget manufacturers do. Secondly, if you compare it to previous model 997, you can clearly see the difference. It's actually a bit taller than the previous one. As we get to the back of the car, we can see the newly shaped LED taillights. Compared to the previous model year, they have been redesigned in the front and back, giving them a sharper look. We can clearly distinguish between the red outer part of the tail and brake light, as well as the white and yellow inner part of the turn signal and reverse light. Another new, or should I say reintroduced trademark of the all-wheel drive 4 and 4S models is the horizontal red bar connecting both taillights. It is glued to the trunk, so be careful when opening it. Moreover, the The model letterings Carrera 4S are nicely put just above the bar. We can also see the rear retractable spoiler that would come up automatically at 75 miles an hour or 120 kilometers an hour. Obviously, this one is just engraved in the body and doesn't come up at all. Nevertheless, the attention to details is very high. They even thought of integrating the center brake light as well as the Porsche lettering on the lower part of the rear window. The exhaust pipes are accurately replicated. 2 twin exhaust mufflers, another indicator for the more powerful S variant. Before we take a look at the power plant, I just wanted to show you the windscreen wipers. They are really well replicated, showing even the holes in the frame that holds the rubber. As mentioned before, like any 911 ever made, this one has the engine in the back. Thus, the hood is in the back and the trunk in the front. There's actually not a huge amount of things we can see from above, but what's there is very detailed. Aside from the coolant reservoir, we can see the oil cap and the entire air intake system. Notice how it says Porsche Direct Fuel Injection. Very accurate. On the hood, Norev went as far as to reproduce the ventilator. So far this car is complete. That's what we like to see. For those who wonder what's in the front, let's just open it up. As you can see, it's just a front trunk, or frunk, as some tend to say. Under the front cover is where you would find the windshield washer fluid tank, and under the Porsche cover is where the battery would be. Nicely replicated though. Even the inner side of the trunk lid shows the original frame shape. Let's flip this car around and take a look under it. At first glance, you might think that it's quite cheaply made with that completely covered undercarriage, but you'd be wrong. As a matter of fact, the 997 came with a completely covered undercarriage for better protection and enhanced aerodynamics. Only the engine is clearly visible. Although they are hardly visible, the suspensions do actually work. Excellent! The chassis is bolted to the body with 10 screws, 4 in the front, 2 in the middle, and 4 in the back. The Porsche brand and model designations are clearly visible in the middle, as well as the Norev logo between the front wheels. Let's open the driver's side door and look at the interior of the sports car. Right in the door sill, we are greeted with the Carrera 4S lettering. The all sand beige interior comes complete with a 3-spoke sports steering wheel. In front of the steering wheel, we find a chrome accented instrument cluster with the rev counter in the middle, of course, and the ignition on the left side of the steering wheel, just next to the light switch. The steering wheel has the compulsory Porsche crest in the middle, multifunction buttons for the hands-free phone system, as well as the push and pull buttons to change the gears of the aforementioned 7-speed PDK double-clutch transmission. Further proof of that are the gas and brake pedals only, as well as the signature PDK gear selector. The seats are meant to replicate the fully adjustable sports seats. However, they do not move, nor can you tilt them forward. With the visible stitching, they are supposed to imitate the leather wrap, but everything in here is plastic, obviously. The attention to details is just amazing, and for once, we do get seatbelts. The doors have the exact shape and colors of the real car. It's nice to see Norev integrated the window switches for both driver and passenger side. The center console does integrate the new Porsche Communication Management System, PCM, which introduced the touchscreen at Porsche. There's a slot to put the SIM card in, and all the buttons are visible and painted separately. The glove compartment does not open, but the handle is painted and does include a lock. Even the leather stitching on the dashboard has been replicated to perfection. Looking up, we can spot both sun visors, the rear view mirror, as well as the little compartment for the sunglasses. Magnificent. So let's shut the doors and take a look at the packaging. The special thing about any packaging of official licensed Porsche model cars is the fact that every model gets a distinctive VIN number. Unfortunately, I do not have the original box of this car anymore, so all I can do is give you a glimpse of this 2008 Porsche 997 Turbo's packaging. Check out that car's review and you'll get to find out about the packaging as well. Thank you so much for watching the in-depth review of the 2009 Porsche 997 Carrera 4S 118 Norev model car. Feel free to comment, like, share and subscribe, as well as visit my Facebook page and my blog on MotorScotti.com. Stay tuned! Until next time!